All right, so moving on. So we have talked about idea, we have talked about some techniques, what do we need to do about idea, uh, all those things we have done. So how do we evaluate an idea? Because after generating an idea, it is very imperative to also evaluate an idea whether it has really it is going to really make a sense. So let's look at it. One of the things that you should look into your idea is whether it has a long term sustainability. In COVID era, a lot of people have actually started, you know long term sustainability means everything that you are going to do as an end result of your idea, which is going to be a product or a service or a solution that you are going to gift to the world, to your market, to your customer, whether it has a long life, whether it can survive for at least several years. When I say long term sustainability, does not necessarily mean a lifetime, because nowadays in a world which is changing so fast and so rapidly, uh, every single thing is going to get replaced reasonably very quickly, but still it has to have a reasonable degree of sustainability to survive, because to build an idea and at the end of this idea and innovation, the product or solution that you are going to build is obviously is an end result of lot of years of efforts. Lot of money goes behind it, so obviously you should be able to get reasonable and decent returns out of your investment that you are going to put in terms of your time, energy, money and effort. Then the viability, we talked about the viability. Here I am also going to talk about practical implementation in two parts. First, once you have identified the right problem through different techniques and you have come out with a brilliant idea, when you are in the process of converting that idea into a product or a solution, it should be time bound. It should be you should be able to generate the solution reasonably very quickly. You can't be spending 10 years behind one idea, because we don't have that much time. uh, Gone are the days where one grandfather used to establish one business, and the four generations after that grandfather used to thrive on that business which was established by the grandfather. We are living in a generation where in one life we have to do four different businesses, or switch four different jobs, or maybe even more than that. So the point which I'm trying to make here is that we are living in an era which is really moving very fast. So you have to have a timely completion and some solution which is developed reasonably quickly, and it should be also implementable in a practical way. If it is not implementable in a practical way, probably you are going to really bore yourself out, and you probably will get frustrated in the process if it is not practical enough. We are living in an era where again technology has occupied our life significantly. Each one of us are, we are using this technology to communicate with each other today, right now, at this moment. This is the importance of technology. Technology is not going to stop occupying the place in our life, and that's why every idea that you build or any product that you want to build at the end result of your idea has to have a reasonable use of or use or involvement of a technology. So make sure that you are also making use of the latest and the greatest technology at this point of time. Technology is an animal which never stops, it keeps on running. Okay, you are always behind the technology, technology is always moving ahead of you, but at this point of time, whatever the latest and greatest technology that you can make use of and gives you a viable solution, probably is something that you need to pay attention to. Your idea also should be scalable, or it should have a flexibility to change. Like we have discussed in a couple of slides earlier, that the world is ever evolving, it is changing very quickly. So your product or solutions also should be adaptable to change, it should be flexible enough, and it should also be scalable enough. Maybe you make a small start out of your idea, which is fine, and this is typically what happens with any business. Even the Bill Gates of the world or the Facebook, the Mark Zuckerberg, they also started very small because they were in a kind of pilot mode. They were trying to test the market. They were trying to test the product on several parameters before they actually scaled it up. But while you are developing a product at the as an end result of your idea, you need to make sure that my product or my solution is going to be scalable. It will take a different shape altogether over a period of time, or maybe there are few variants which will come out of my product. So those kind of things, if you have kept in mind while you are evaluating your idea, probably that is going to help you a lot, and that is also going to give you significant growth. Making sure that you are at right time at right place, and this is very very critical for any idea. If you have missed the bus, what's the point, right? Every situation also is short lived. Natural calamity, this corona situation, or any other things which is actually compelling you to think about an idea, obviously that situation is very very short lived. It has a temporary life. So you have to hit the situation right in the middle of that situation so that you have a product and you can build the business around it. So, and then the situation of course is changing. So every situation is going to demand new version of you, and that's why you need to be careful about that. So make sure that your idea is on right time and also at right place. Right place here, what I mean by right place is the marketplace that you are going to provide the solution to. All right. Okay, so what should my idea consist of, or what should it be comprising of? There are three things. Your idea should be taking care of the people. Okay, because everything that we do, every single business that is there on this planet or on this earth, the ultimate or eventual purpose of the business is well-being of human being or well-being of a mankind. It is serving that purpose. Okay, so when we say people, it is not only about our immediate family or friends or relatives, it is also about the employees. So every business that you are going to build based on an idea should have an angle of looking at the people, not just in your inner circle which is made of your friends, family and relatives, but also about your employees, also about your customers, also about your suppliers, also about your vendors, and generally speaking, the entire ecosystem, if not the whole world. So, the community that you are going to serve should always be at the center of your idea. In other words, the business that you are doing, whether it is helping not just you financially, okay, or not just to your relatives who are on board of your business, but also my customers, whether it is really solving or helping them, or whether the raw material that I am procuring from my suppliers, is it really helpful, the idea or the business that I am doing. Same thing goes for the vendors and the rest of the people in the ecosystem. The another thing that you need to think of when you are considering an idea is about the profit, because if you are not making any money out of the business, what's the point? Here I am not encouraging to be greedy about the money. Okay, so don't get me wrong here. It's not about becoming the greedy and only focusing on creating the wealth. Yes, of course, creating the wealth is not a crime if you are doing your business in an ethical manner, selling your product at a reasonable, at a viable, a price point, which is acceptable in the market, and you are not unnecessarily or unethically ruling the market with your monopoly. If you are not doing any of these and still creating the wealth out of your business, that's a wonderful thing to happen, because the money moves mountains, isn't it? So money has tremendous power, and using that money you can do number of other things. You can create employment for the people, you can create more avenues for the people to come forward. For example, at the beginning of this session, Dr. Madam, the director Madam, mentioned about some funds which are going to come. Where this is coming from? It is obviously coming from somebody who had created the wealth, and then you are going to be benefited as a community. Likewise, when you grow up and you have created enough wealth, you should be having that community angle also. And that's why money is important, creating the wealth is important. So when you are converting your idea into a formidable business, you should always be thinking about creating the wealth. It should be profitable proposition. And then last but not the least is about the planet on which we are living. Everything that we are getting on this planet is free of cost, isn't it? The oxygen that we are breathing, the water that we are drinking, the other food that we are, of course we are paying for the food, but eventually it is coming from mother nature. So if you look at this, everything that we are getting, which are supposed to be the most precious commodity, right? We cannot survive without air and water. Let's restrict our discussion only to air and water. We cannot survive without it. And look at this, it is available almost at free of cost to us, isn't it? So if we are indulging into a business which is actually going to or likely to damage the planet, probably we are not doing a good job. So you should always be focused about leaving an immortal legacy. When you leave this planet, okay, you should be leaving your immortal legacy. How can you do how can you do or achieve that, or how can you achieve that immortal legacy? You can do it by having a business which is providing its sustainability and also preserving the biodiversity of this planet. You can look at the areas where you are preserving the natural resources. So your business should not be unnecessarily, or you are completely careless about use of natural resources just because it is available free of cost, and you are just polluting at the end of the day. Probably is not a right business to do. You should be also thinking about reducing the waste. There are lots of waste that we generate at the end of the day. Every day, in every home, in every workplace, we generate a lot of waste. You should be thinking, or your business should always be focusing about reducing those waste. You should also be thinking about leaving the as minimum as possible the carbon footprint. All of you are aware about the importance of this carbon footprint, and a lot of organizations and the nations are working behind it. So this is something that you should also think when you are converting your idea into a business proposition. All right. Okay, so that's all I had to share with you, boys and girls. These are my contact details. I am just sharing with you. If you want to take a snapshot and save it for a later use, you can do so. I am available on almost all social media, but I have just listed a couple of them here. You can reach out to me on a WhatsApp, but just do mention your name and the reference of this discussion. If you want to write to me about this idea generation and evaluation topic, I'll be very happy to help you. And I'm also running a YouTube channel called Business Wise. On this channel, I am sharing a lot of free learning resources on a lot of topics related to business. So if anybody who is interested, you can just go on to this channel, you can subscribe, and you can be part of that community. All right. So thank you very much. I give it back to Kishorji.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was a kind of elaborated session. Like you were like on the basics, and you try to touch all the basics and try to cover about the idea generation and evaluation. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, we can have like a few questions quickly, and we can end the session if there is any questions from the audiences.
Yeah, sure.